Last topic is about society. So, the progress of humanity is also our progress to make the unknown known. Thus, it's also how we start to alienate the environment. But of course, hindi lang natin alienate yung environment from its actual intrinsic value. We are also alienated by this making the unknown known. Guy Debord, the author of Society Spectacle, has an interesting take on how he viewed the society. And it's very important that we should know this. Kasi ito yung nangyayari sa atin ngayon. Our alienation roots from commodity fetishism. It's the perception of the social relationships involved in production, not as relationships among people, but as economic relationships among money and commodities exchanged in the market. Ibig sabihin, naiinit tayo hindi dahil sa mga gusto nating gawin sa lahat ng mga interaction na meron tayo with other people, but within that economic sphere. So, we are being alienated. We are just following what the society is trying to tell us. And by society is trying to tell us something, it's in terms of economic values. So, this commodity fetishism is driven by what the board calls the spectacle. So, ginawin natin, no commodity fetishism, nagkaroon tayo ng fetish, kagustuhan, passion sa pagbili ng mga bagay-bagay. And yung commodity fetishism na yun is driven by what the board calls the spectacle. Extravagance, kaganda, grandiose. For the board, we are currently in the society of spectacle. For the board, we are living or currently living in that society of spectacle. It is the everyday manifestation of capitalist-driven phenomena through advertising, television, film, and celebrities. It's the autocratic reign of the market economy, and it's capitalism's instrument for distracting and pacifying the masses. So, from a philosophical point of view of what the society is, basically, society right now is a society of spectacle driven by capitalist phenomenon. Kung ano yung gustong ipakain sa'yo, ipabili sa'yo ng mga kapitalistang kumpanya, yun yung kakainin, bibilihin, gagamitin, at ikukonsumo. Because they have the total control of the market economy. And it's their instrument for distracting and pacifying the masses on what's actually happening around them. Imagine, nung larawan. Since 2007 up to 2019, nagkaroon ng at least 11 iterations ng iPhone. iPhone pa lang yun. How about Samsung, Huawei, and other phone manufacturers? The idea is you're not buying that phone basically because you need it. You're buying that phone because there's a certain hype that's happening behind that. You're not buying a particular everything that you're doing right now is based on is an spectacle in which commodity fetishism is the number one rule. Every year there's a need to buy a new phone because that's a status symbol for you, for your opinion to be heard. Dapat nakikinig yung media sa'yo. Pag hindi sila nakikinig, walang kwento yung opinion mo. Even in games, for you to fully immerse, have that full immersive experience, that magbayad ka para mas ma-enjoy mo yung mga laro na gusto mong laruin. Lahat na lang, kailangan gumawa ng YouTube channel. Okay? Not because they want to share the stories, pero kung titignan mo naman, pare-parehas yung mga ginagawa nilang content. What does that mean? They try to commodify your story. And even the use of Instagram, social media, they try to advertise this kind of living. They try to set goals that people want to achieve. And yung larawang ito, this is basically the society spectacle in a nutshell. A full-blown avenue composed of different advertisements trying to tell you to buy them, to consume them, to experience them. Because if you don't experience them, you're out of the loop. That's how the society of spectacle works. The spectacle is basically the modern opium of the masses. In societies where modern conditions of production prevail, all of life presents itself as an immense accumulation of spectacles. Everything that was directly lived has moved away into representation. Hindi ka pwedeng pumunta sa isang lugar na hindi ka mag-take ng mandatory selfie. Post mo sa social media account mo just to say that you're living in that moment. You yourself is trying to create spectacles in your social media accounts. Because, again, it's the modern day opium. Ito yung nagbibigay sa'yo ng high feeling. The more that you have likes, the more that you have this particular commodities, the more that you have reactions, the more that even the mere fact that your particular post was liked or shared at least 5,000 times, 6,000 times, 10,000 times, 20,000 times meant that feeling that you're part of this society. Ang high ng pakiramdam, wow, sikat ka na. Yet the reality is, you're just living in a mere representation. You're just absorbing that spectacle. And you're just following what capitalistic companies wants you to do, to be part of that spectacle. Hindi ikaw yung nagpapatakbo ng buhay mo. You're being alienated to the actual reality of your life. You're just following a certain set of rules para kunwari maging masaya ka, para kunwari maging importante ka. And that's the sad reality of the society of spectacle. Spectacle actively alters human interactions and relationships. Images influence our lives and beliefs on a daily basis. Advertising manufactures new desires and aspirations. Hindi ka pwedeng manood ng isang YouTube video nang walang 5-second ad, 10-second ad interruption. And kung ikaw yung taong napakadaling masway ng mga advertisements, chances are, pag nakita mo yun, you'll have that particular one thing to buy that. The spectacle, again, alters human interactions. Iniisip natin na ito yung na lahat na napapanood mo sa K-drama, lahat na napapanood mo sa mga fairy tales, lahat na napapanood mo sa mga movies, yun yung pwede mangyari sa buhay mo. The media, using the media interprets and reduces the world for us with the use of simple narratives. Na laging ang ending ng isang love story ay happy ending. Na pag nabili mo ang bagay na to, sikat ka na. Na pag nagawa mo, na pag-travel ka sa lugar na to, you're part of a certain set of group na pag meron ka ng at least 1,000 followers sa iyong social media account, sikat ka na. Okay? The world is being reduced to simple narratives as that. But reality is hindi naman ganun yung buhay, di ba? Hindi ka naman dapat ididikta sa mga one-liners. Mahal mo na agad kasi sinabihan ka na ng isang one-line na gusto kitang makasama. Tapos, the social media, traditional media tries to reduce our world into simple narratives when in fact, it's okay to embrace complexity. Because the reality is, the spectacle alters whatever it is that's supposed to be human interaction and human or social relationships. Within the spectacle, every facet of our lives is monetized. That ang bagay pwedeng bilhin. Happiness can be bought. The board would no doubt have been horrified by social media companies such as Facebook, Twitter, which monetize our friendships, opinions, and emotions. Our internal thoughts and experiences are now commodifiable assets. Kaya huwag kayo magtaka kung bakit ang dami ng targeted ads. The more you use your social media accounts, the more they know what you want on that particular moment and what you may need in the near future. We are living in a data-driven world. And the more you use those platforms, the more they try to produce targeted ads for you. Hence, monetizing each and every thing that you're doing. And as such, the use of social media had driven the context of spectacle to a different level. Something that yung mga panahon nila, nung ginawa ito ng The Board, hindi niya may imagine. But technology is not bad. It becomes bad only when used for economic gain. The reality is, hindi masama ang teknolohiya. Kaya umabot tayo sa puntong to because Industrial Revolution or even the use of stone tools, metal tools, yet nagiging masama lang to pag ginagamit to para maging mapanglamang ka sa kapwa. Maging mapanlamang ka sa kapwa. The spectacle which is driven by economic interest is profit, and profit replaces lived reality with the contemplation of the spectacle. Sana meron ako nito. Sana nakapunta ako doon. Sana ma-share din ng ganitong kadami yung post ko. Sana madami mag-retweet sa akin. Sana madami ang friends. Sana makapaglaro din ako nito. We are contemplating to be part of that spectacle. And the sad reality is we're living just to be part of that spectacle. Being is replaced by having. It's not about living anymore. It's about having. And having is replaced by appearing. Kung anong meron ka at anong kaya mong ipakita, yun yung magiging pagkakakilalan mo. We no longer live. We aspire to have something. And we work to get richer. Paradoxically, we find ourselves working in order to have a vacation. We can't seem to actually live without working per se. Or, for some people, work is just work. It's not living at all. The alienation of the spectator to the profit of the contemplated object is expressed in the following way. The more the spectator contemplates, the less he lives. The more he accepts recognizing himself in the dominant images of need, the less he understands accepts his own existence and desires. We are nothing but data. The spectacle presents itself as something enormously positive, indisputable, and inaccessible. It is nothing more than that which appears is good, that which is good appears, demands passive acceptance, which in fact it already obtained by its manners of appearing without reply, by its monopoly of appearance.